Hello everyone and welcome to NetWiz YouTube channel. Today we are going to introduce some security measures to our Ansible data. You have probably noted that in previous videos, every time I ran a playbook I had to type in the password. This was a password for accessing the devices I was trying to configure. But that has a problem. If one of the devices has different password for the username we try, the playbook tasks will fail for that device. So how do we make sure we can avoid that? We can store, of course, our password in the inventory as a variable, but that opens us to some security issues. As we know, both inventory and YAML files are stored in clear text, meaning everyone could glean our passwords. So we need some kind of encryption applied to them to hide them from curious eyes. Ansible Vault is just the tool for the job. It is a component of Ansible that provides capability to encrypt the data used in Ansible data files. It has two main encryption modes. It can either encrypt the separate string or it can encrypt entire files. But before we jump straight into practicing its use, I want to make another stop at special variable folders and files. In every folder where your playbook file is stored, you can create two subfolders called group vars and host vars. These folders will hold files for your groups and host respectively. The file names should either be just the group or host name, or they can have a YAML extension. Variables stored in those files will be implicitly included in the playbook during its run. So we can take the sensitive data from our inventory file and move it into the special variable file in the group var subfolder. And now we can look at the actual syntax of using Ansible Vault. The first line in an example is an example of encrypting a single string, and the second line is an example of encrypting the entire file. The vault pass file parameter indicates a file which holds an encryption key to be used to encrypt the data. To shorten your string, you can indicate a default location for this file using the Ansible CFG file. And as you can see in my example, the location is folder Ansible in the root and the file name is spindle.vpf, which stands for vault password file. So now it's time to do some practice, and let us jump onto our Ansible host. And before we do that, I will do a short list all, and you can see that I have already created the group vars and host vars subfolders. And if I go into group vars and do ll again, we can see that I've only got switches file with no extension. And if I cut it, we can see that I have moved all the information, all the sensible info from my inventory file in this new file. Now we don't want to keep it in clear text, so I am going to use Ansible Vault to encrypt it. So I do Ansible-Vault encrypt switches and press enter, and that's it. It says encryption successful. Now if we cut the same file, we can see that we don't see any sensitive data. Instead, we only see encrypted data, and this file is now secure, but it can still be used in our playbooks. So if I run a playbook now, going back in, I'll use the same old create VLANs from dict playbook as we used to, and this time I do not have to indicate the password because password is already implicitly included in our encrypted variable file. So I should run this playbook, and as you can see, without asking for any more details, it just runs and runs successfully. So this is it. That's how you use Ansible Vault to encrypt your sensitive data. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and until next time.